Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Welcome, everybody, to this moment. Welcome to the here. Welcome to the now. It's a great blessing to be with you. It's a great blessing to be joining you in this precise, exact moment. There's no mistakes in this divine, mathematically perfect universe. When you're entering, you can say hello, share where you're from, how you're doing, where you're joining us from today. Welcome, Dr. Seuss, Michelle, Christopher. Welcome, everybody. I seem to have lost my ability to share on here, so if you could share this video, those of you who are just joining, Annie, Christopher, Michelle, if you could just click the share button and share this in my community and wherever else you feel people would be of benefit and people would find value in it. Our inquiry today, how to make an impact. Our exploration, our topic, our theme, how to make an impact. We're live on Facebook Live. We are now going to be recorded on Instagram. So Instagram will be recorded on IGTV, which I'm finding is a wonderful, beautiful new toy. And I will share. Do I know what's going on in Europe? Well, Europe is a gigantic continent, and there's millions of people in it in all different places. So I would imagine that I don't know what's going on in Europe, but I welcome you to enlighten me and inform me on what's going on for some people in Europe, and happy to bring it into the conversation. The yellow vest protesting. I know that there's protesting. I didn't know they were wearing yellow vests, but I know that there's protesting happening. I'm sure yellow is a beautiful color. It's the color of happiness, people say. So I'm sure that they look really beautiful in their yellow as they protest. So related to that is the conversation of making an impact, right? So I was feeling into it. I'm thinking about it, and I'm exploring it, and it kind of occurs to me that I don't believe that I know a single person that is deeply happy and fulfilled who's not making a positive impact in the world. I know a lot of people who are making a positive impact in the world who also are unhappy, very unhappy. But I don't know anybody who's happy, deeply happy, fully happy. And first of all, I don't know many people who are deeply fulfilled and happy. So there's a very small number of people in the planet, in the world. I've mostly encountered people that are in a lot of suffering and confusion and delusion and dis-ease and disconnection and depression, and you get the point. So, but the people that I have experienced that are really happy, fulfilled, and alive, inspired, there's a feeling that they're making a positive impact in the world. And feeling into that, I was like, well, that's really noteworthy, right? That's really interesting, because the people that I see that are trying to find happiness, most of them are trying to find it through looking at themselves, right? Trying to make themselves better. In other words, they're self-centered. There's a self-centeredness there. And the real happiness, the real deep happiness, the real deep fulfillment doesn't come through being self-centered. It doesn't come through being focused on the story of you. It doesn't come on being attached and identified with a you. It comes through being liberated from the rigid story of you, from the rigid attachment identification to the story of you, and expanding your consciousness to be a benevolent force in the universe for the good of the whole. So it's like the energy is just like, and everything that I'm seeing, I'm feeling now is in regards to energy. Energy is science, energy is spirit, energy is philosophy. It's all energy. Energy is a universal term, right? You can go into any kind of box of study and we all can relate that there's energy, right? Energy is really the essence of how to understand how the universe works, how to understand yourself, how to understand your relation to yourself within the universe. So, as we look at energy, it's like, is the energy stuck in the idea of me? Is the energy stuck in a self-centered attachment identification to myself, my story, my past, my traumas, the ways I've been wronged, the ways I want to get back at the people who've wronged me, the things that I want for myself, the things I want to achieve for myself? Or is the energy flowing out and then flowing back in, flowing out and flowing back in, flowing out and flowing back in? Then we could say, or in the flow. Are you in the flow? Are you in the flow state? Right? The flow state only comes through this feedback loop of outside world and me, outside world and me, outside world and me, to the point where there is no outside world and there is no me. There's just this expansive, wide open love that's here, that's available now, in this moment, here and now, always here and now, right? So reflecting upon it is like, yeah, that's the one thing that's universal, because if you look at people that are deeply happy and fulfilled, there's lots of different aspects to that. There's lots of different permutations to that. There's a wide variety of diversity of how that looks and what that looks like. And yet there is this one through line that I see that's consistent, which is that every person I can think of feels like they're making a positive impact in the world. It doesn't even matter if there's any objective truth to it. It just matters if they feel like they're making a positive impact in the world. That's what matters. Because there's a lot of people that are making a positive impact in the world, right? And we don't really acknowledge it and feel it and feel the aliveness and the connection that's there. So the key is to be feeling it. How do you make a positive impact, right? So the idea is that we have is that it needs to be some big position in the world. You know, I need to be the prime minister or the president or the CEO, or, you know, I need to have this important position, but you don't. The only thing you need to do is do what is true for you, what is your unique expression in the world. So I was thinking this morning, you know, one of the great ways to make a positive impact in the world that's really needed right now is to make people laugh. You know, like the great comedian. What a great benefit to the planet. Right? To make people laugh in your home, at dinner. Almost had to sneeze. I really kind of used my Jedi consciousness there, redirected that energy. But yeah, like at dinner, in the family, it's like making people laugh, being aware of people. Like, how can I support people? How can I care for people? How can I support the earth around me, this patch of grass around me? How can I be a benefit to others? Not in a way, because we get into this a lot here, not in a way that you neglect yourself, in a way that you actually know that this is the way to fuel yourself. This is the way to inspire yourself. This is the way to transcend the limited ideas and views of yourself. This is the way to enter the level of magic and miracles. Because when you start to really feel the planet, you start to feel people around you, you start to feel how you can be a positive benefit in the world. How can you make a positive impact in the world? This is how you access your superpowers. Because if you're just doing it for yourself, there's not a great motivation to make any real shift or change. By the way, don't have to, but there's some technical aspects I'm playing with today that we're going to have a sharp 15-minute out today. Unless it's like really, really, we're just having so much fun, then we just won't care about that. But when you access this connection, I did this, I was doing this work with people from anxiety to inner peace, from anxiety to empowerment. So I was working with people that had a lot of anxiety, and I was shifting them out of anxiety to a space of deeper empowerment, inner peace. And it was tremendous transformations people were having, right? So I found 3 aspects. The first is the breath and the body, really connecting to your body, being self-aware of your body. Is your body relaxed or is it tight? Is your body, how is your breath? Is your breath deep or is it shallow? So connecting to the breath. Breath is huge. Second, present moment awareness. Are you connected to being present in the moment, not in your mind, right? Are you noticing what's happening visually? Can you hear what's happening? Really tuning to the senses in the present moment. Brings you in the moment and out of your mind where anxiety happens. Anxiety happens about the future, or anxiety happens about the past. It doesn't happen when you're tuned in the present moment. Third, realizing the story as a story. So the anxiety comes from the story, right? So there was tremendous shift happening in that. Then I realized there's an element that I noticed in working with people that when this came in, this is where the huge shift happened. And I added a 4th element. And the 4th element was the inspiration to transcend. So if I'm in a state of suffering, if I'm in a state of anxiety, if I'm in a state of depression, if I'm in a state of suffering, where is the inspiration to transcend? Most people, you're already in a sense of low self-worth, right? And when you're in that state, so where's the motivation to change? The motivation to change, I found, comes when you do it not for yourself, not just for yourself, not only for yourself, but when you do it for something outside of yourself, when you do it for your son, when you do it for your daughter, when you do it for your wife, when you do it for your husband, when you do it for your family, when you do it for your community, when you do it for that girl you're in love with, you want to be the best person you can be for her. When you do it for that man you're in love with, you want to be the best person you can be for them. And when you can do it from the deepest place of consciousness, realizing that you are connected to everything and everyone, always. Whatever you do has an impact on everyone, on the entire planet, on the entire cosmos, on the entire universe. When you do that and you recognize that and you realize that, then there's tremendous inspiration. Every day you wake up so inspired because you know that you're a part of everything and everything's a part of you. And so there's this element to be the best person you can be, not for you alone, but for everyone. So let's really explore, make it a positive impact today. I wish you a beautiful rest of your day, and I will see you in the next. Now, thank you for being here.